all three of our students for the character education trait of perseverance. Okay, next on our honors and recognition is Kings Creek School, and Melissa Costin, the principal, is with us. So Melissa, if you want to just move on up here. Kings Creek School has been selected as the 2020-21 Imagination Beacon School for above and beyond enthusiasm and innovative use of Imagine Learning. And you may ask, what is Imagine Learning? It is an adaptive curriculum and assessment solution that provides accelerated learning, and what they're using it for in particular is literacy development. The students use the program regularly, and they boast of a passing rate of 83%, which the school has seen this kind of success also in their end-of-year assessments. So Melissa shared with me during your absence that of 16,000 schools, 237 were named Beacon schools, and we have one of those right here in the Caldwell County school system. So congratulations to Kings Creek School, Melissa Costin, principal, and we have Dr. Lisa Widener, who is over elementary education, and she's very proud of the school as well. Would you like to say a few words? It's nice to see you in person, and here's your certificate, and I'll give you plenty of space.
Imagine Learning is a wonderful program that the teachers have utilized in a way that I've watched be very powerful and impactful. I've watched them teach the lesson and then assign lessons on the digital resource of Imagine, and then turn around and watch the live data come through and call each child up there and immediately do interventions with them. So I accept this recognition, obviously, on behalf of the teachers and the students at Kings Creek. They do an amazing job with Imagine Learning.
Thank you. And we're going to recognize our artists. So we have an exceptional art program in the Caldwell County school system, and these students had their artwork on display in the North Carolina Capitol building, thanks to Representative Destin Hall, who assisted with selecting an art piece from each Caldwell County Schools exhibit featured in the Young at Art Student Art Show, sponsored by the Caldwell Arts Council. So we're very proud of our student artwork that will be featured in the North Carolina State Capitol building. So as I call your name, whether you're a principal or a student, just wave to us, and we want to make sure you're recognized. Okay. So Collinsville Elementary, Kinsley Shatley and Jill Pippin is principal. Davenport Elementary, Jeremiah Arnold Barr and Jessica Anthony is principal. Dudley Shoals Elementary, Jalen Carbajal and Ryan Cooper is principal. Gainwell Elementary, Nevaeh Keener and Adrian Dula is principal. Granite Falls Elementary, Kaylee Annis, Chris Green is principal. Happy Valley Elementary, Chloe Adams, Adam Windmiller is principal. Dakota Ray, Hudson Elementary School, Jenny McNulty is principal. Kings Creek Elementary, Connor Green, and we have Melissa Costin here, principal. Lower Creek Elementary, Lillian Fernandez, Kim Case is principal. Sawmills Elementary, Macy Taylor, Kelly Smith is principal. Valmead Elementary, Naomi Garcia, Zach Morrow is principal. West Lenore Elementary, Saray Gardado, Kathy Barlow is principal. Wendell Elementary, Nicole Mendoza, Chad Smith is principal. So that group is our elementary students, so let's give them a big round of applause. For our middle school students, Connor Adams, 6th grade, Granite Falls Middle, Chris Ackerman, principal. Daniela Uceda, 8th grade, Gamel Middle, Monica Martin, principal. Zoe Taylor, 8th grade, Hudson Middle, Katie Elliott, principal. Bobby Lindborn, 8th grade, Collinsville Middle School, of that portion of it, Caldwell School. Jill Pippin, principal. Hayden McGinnis, 8th grade, Kings Creek School. Melissa Costin, principal. Aiden Jones, 8th grade, William Lenore Middle. Lisa Vaughn, principal. So that group makes up our 8th graders on display in the North Carolina Capitol building. And our final group is Early College and Caldwell Connect. Savannah Hobson, sophomore, Caldwell Early College, Meredith Griffin, principal. Joseph Anders, Art 1, Caldwell Connect. Ava Weaver, Art 2, Caldwell Connect. Haley Grimbeck, Art 3, Caldwell Connect. So that makes up our high school students on display, their artwork. So we're very proud of all that you do, principals, to support your art programs at the school level and at the district level as well. Here, our administration, the value that they place on art in schools. Destin Hall, as I mentioned earlier, was the one who actually selected the art pieces. I think this was kind of your brainchild to do this and to select a piece from each school in the district, have them on display from elementary through the high school. So do you want to say a few words, Destin?
Can they hear me right here? I'll just say hello to those of you who can see me on there. I'll step through here.
Second, let me switch it.
Put my whole meeting up. Put up my other job tonight. Hey guys, I met most of these folks at the Arts Council. They came and we gave them a certificate, those who we chose. And we've hung those in Raleigh now, and people just are coming in and out all the time to see the incredible works of art. I couldn't believe how good these things were. I mean, it really is shocking. You would think that adults drew these things, even the kids who are in elementary school. You guys can draw better than I can right now. So keep it up. Congratulations, and thank y'all for participating in our competition.
And elementary and middle and high school students, if you're with us, give us a big wave. Yay, congratulations. Thumbs up to you. And we're going to give you a big round of applause. Thank you, Chairman Gentle. That's all we have.
Thank you for being with us this evening, and certainly congratulations. And we hope that everybody has a great summer. We're going to move back to our agenda where we had left off, and I'm going to call on Mrs. Teresa Branch to do the invocation of the board.
School board members here in Caldwell County have worked hard to face many challenges this school year, but we know that the work that we've done doesn't compare to the work that all Caldwell County school employees have done. And just want to extend a thank you to all employees and the work and dedication that you've done this year to make this a very good school year and to make a difference in the lives of children and their families. I'll please pause for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Branch. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I be led by Dr. Bill Griffin.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes that we have, and that's just by consent. They are work session minutes from May 3rd. They are also including closed session minutes and general account from May 10th. And also our regular session meeting from May 10th as well. So do I hear a motion that we approve items 3B through 3D?
I move that we approve the main.
Is there a second? Any comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes. Next, we have announcements, fellow board member, Mr. Becker.
Thank you, Chairman Fennell. So a few announcements. Recently, we had the opportunity to attend the retirement celebration at the Roy Hill Civic Center. I believe we had 59 Caldwell County school employees retire for the 2020-2021 school year. Of those 59, these numbers are astounding, so I'm sorry about that stutter, but of those 59 individuals, they carry 1,602 years of experience. And if I heard this right, I thought each one of them, after their retirement, agreed to drive buses, come back and volunteer, and also substitute. Dr. Griffin, that's what you heard?
That's correct.
Okay, I thought that's what it was.
Put that in minutes.
Okay, absolutely. But seriously, guys, it was an honor to be in the same room with such a talented group of individuals. We want to wish them well in their new endeavors, whether that's traveling. I did hear one person say their husband bought her a riding mower so she could help cut grass. So whatever that thing is, it's now your time to do whatever you want to do. So congratulations to each and every one of you from the board. A couple meetings we want to announce. This was originally called a special budget meeting, but I believe it's a regular board meeting on June the 30th at 12 o'clock. Our July board meeting will be July the 19th at 5. And our August work session will be August the 3rd at 8 a.m. And then our normal August board meeting, August the 9th at 5 p.m. Chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Phipps. Yeah.
I want to share two things. As you heard Chairman Phil say earlier, we're proud to recognize the fact that we have 780 graduates after summer school. We hope that number goes over 800. Proud of these folks and excited for them for what lies ahead. And I want to wrap up with something very similar to what Teresa said, and that is just a simple, heartfelt thank you to everyone involved, all of our stakeholders, our students, our parents, our teachers, members of the community. And I want to say to help us get to the end of the year, but it really wasn't about, the goal was not to get to the end of the year, it was to do something meaningful throughout the year. And we got to the end of the year and we were able to be as much as possible to be present and have students physically in our buildings. I want to say thank you to the board for having the courage and the willingness to listen to the input and the feedback from our partners throughout the community to make a decision based on the facts that we have. And I feel like as that has played out, decisions were well made. And I feel like the leadership that you all have shown was just tremendous. So for understanding, for patience, for flexibility, for creativity, for all those words that we use, we thank all of our stakeholders. But tonight I want to say thank you to the Board of Education for your leadership and the roles that you all play. Thank you.
Certainly, thank you, Dr. Phipps. Your efforts have gotten us through this year and in great shape. I think we are the envy of many other counties across the state by the way that we have approached the COVID situation, and you and your collaborations with the health department and the school nurses and the staff here at the Ed Center. It's just been phenomenal. And that brings us to a point here where we are going to discuss for just a moment or two here, superintendent's evaluation, which we were spending a good bit of time in the closed session about. I'm going to read a couple sentences from each page that the board members have given me. If I would read all this, it'd probably take 10, 15 minutes here. We are very, very pleased with Dr. Phipps and the job he has done as our superintendent. So let me read some of these Dr. Phipps is an accomplished leader who has made exceptional progress throughout this past school year. He continues to be an active member of the community, enhancing relationships with stakeholders and creating new ones. Dr. Phipps has the answer to questions before they are asked. He has a wealth of knowledge in all areas. It was not a wasted year. Goals were met, and certainly thanks goes to Dr. Phipps and his hard work. Dr. Phipps has exhibited skill in leadership and communication to guide the school system through COVID-19. He has been sensitive to feelings, beliefs, and needs of all stakeholders. Has developed long-range financial plans, attention given to district resources, fund balance, needs for building improvement, maintenance, and remodeling, and improved middle school. Dr. Phipps cares. He cares about our students, our employees, our families, and the future. He demonstrates this through every decision that he makes. I appreciate his innovative thinking, his collaborative nature, and his inspiring leadership. Dr. Phipps is very engaged in community and school activities, be they educational or sporting events. He leads by example, and he has an open door, communicates well with the board, as well as with principals, the cabinet here at the Education Center, and all others that he comes in contact with. He makes decisions quickly after gathering all of the information available at the time, but willing to make changes if they are needed. Always looking for ways to improve Caldwell County schools. In a very difficult year, Dr. Phipps has demonstrated exceptional leadership with a sincere concern about the safety and well-being of everyone in the school system. His collaborative efforts throughout the county, across the region and state have benefited our school system to a great extent. We are very happy and very fortunate to have Dr. Phipps as our superintendent. So I think it's pretty clear that the board is very pleased with the job that Dr. Phipps has done in this year. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and Dr. Phipps has led us as a board and led our school system in such a remarkable way. And we are very, very pleased to have him as our superintendent. So thank you very much, Dr. Phipps.
All you do every day, and ability to work with you and other great people.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comment, and as of the appropriate time today, there has not been any requests for public comment. Next item on the agenda is Dr. Jeff Church, Associate Superintendent for Auxiliary Services.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Phipps. You have before you Synovia contract, but we do have a typo on this contract, so I respectfully request that we pull it from tonight until we can correct that typo, and then let me bring it back to you on June 30th. And the typo is simply the customer agrees that this agreement will be governed and construed in accordance with the laws of the state of California. And of course, we're in North Carolina. So that's all the typo is. So with your permission, I'll bring this back to you on June 30th.
Very good. Thank you. Those of you who have joined us tonight, we don't want you to have to wait any longer here. Supper's probably getting cold. So if you want to leave, now would be an appropriate time. If you want to stick around with us, then certainly you are welcome to be a part of the rest of our meeting. As we move on, I want to recognize Dr. Bill Griffin, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resource Services.
Chairman Pennell, Vice Chair Branch, members of the board, Dr. Phipps, certainly would like to echo the sentiments that have been said earlier about our employees and the fine job they've done this year, along with our incredible superintendent and a board that has been here to support us through this entire school year. So thank you to all of you. First item that I have, human resources, usual and customary informational items. These items are for your information and require no action at this time. Subject B, human resources, usual and customary action items. These are our contracts. Respectfully request a motion to approve the human resources, usual and customary action items, the contracts as presented this evening.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the human resources, usual and customary action items as they relate to contracts as has been presented by Dr. Griffin?
Chairman Pennell, Dr. Griffin, I recommend that we approve the human resource services customary action items as presented.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thank you very much. Subject C, human resources, usual and customary personnel action items is our substitute list. I respectfully request a motion to approve the human resources, usual and customary action items, our substitute list as presented this evening.
Okay, do I hear a motion we approve the human resources, usual and customary action items as it relates to our substitute list as presented?
I move we approve the substitute list.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, finally, the last thing I have is subject D, June board transfers for 2021, 2022. As read here, total transfers requested are 54. Transfers recommended board approval this evening are 54. Transfers not recommended board approval is 0, for a total for the 2021-2022 school year of 1,403. Respectfully request approval of the board transfers as presented this evening.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the June board transfers for 2021-22 as presented?
Chairman Pennell, make a motion to approve the June board transfers for 2021-2022.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin. Next, call on finance, Chief Financial Officer, David Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, Dr. Phipps. I have item 12A, includes some budget amendments. Number 16 is for the State Public School Fund. Mr. Food Division number 61 includes allocation of substitute reimbursements and EC special funding. Budget amendment number 17 is for the federal grant fund, seeing the amount of $29,450,443. Budget amendment number 18 is for the current expense fund. It is not an increase in additional appropriations. It's not a change in revenue. It's just a transfer between the purpose function, $45,000, excuse me. And budget amendment number 19 for the special grant funds. It includes allocation of revenue for the Rising Stars program and additional revenue recognized by the pre-K program. If these budget amendments are approved, it'll bring the total budget for Caldwell County Schools to $170,924,101.73.
Do I hear a motion that we approve amendments 16, state federal fund, amendment 17, federal grant fund, amendment 18, current expense fund, and amendment 19, which is special grant fund? Is there a motion to approve those?
I make a motion we approve amendment 16, amendment 17, 18, and 19 as has been presented.
Is there a second? Second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Johnson. Next, Superintendent, Dr. Don Phipps.
Mr. Chairman, I have three items, 13A, B, and C. 13A would be our assistant principal placements for the 2021-22 school year. I have three that I want to make you aware of. Two are currently under contract and want to require approval, but more notification for the board and for the public. One would be Tracy Harris, who is currently at Newell Elementary School, will be going to Davenport A+ school. And Rebecca Summer, who's currently at Hudson Elementary School, will be going to Gamewell Elementary. And then our new individual in the administrative world would be Susan Walker, taking one of the assistant principal positions at South Caldwell High School. This will be a new 2-year contract for Susan as an assistant principal, and would respectfully request approval for that contract.
Do I hear a motion that we approve Mrs. Susan Walker to be the assistant principal of South Caldwell High School, and that being a 2-year contract?
I'll make the motion with Susan Walker.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Susan's here. Congratulations, Susan. And Tracy's online as well. Tracy, congratulations. We look forward to working with you all in these areas for next year. Item B for me is something we've had some conversation about, and this is it deals with an accident the bus 82 was involved in earlier in the school year. And we've worked through Campbell and Shatley insurance firm, just looking at the liability release. The insurance company we'll be dealing with is the general. And for us to be able to draw down the funding and take care of a portion of repairs that we can with the insurance money, there's a liability release that's involved. And Chris Campbell has talked with us about that. Jamie Carrier is here as a transportation director and has given us a recommendation. And we just like approval to move forward with this liability release, working with Campbell and Shatley so we can move forward on this project and hopefully bring it to the close.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve the liability release as it relates to bus number 82? And this is with the general insurance company as presented and as we have heard in work session. Is there a motion to that effect?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve bus 82 police and general insurance as presented.
Is there a second?
A second motion.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? And motion passes.
Thank you. Item 13C for me is a waiver of Caldwell County Board of Education's objection to possible future conflicts of interest. And I'd like to ask Mr. Chairman if you would like to have Destin make any comments about that publicly or any discussion.
I think that would be appropriate. Destin, fine.
So yeah, okay, sit right here to speak.
Sure.
As you all know, my firm also represents folks in other civil cases, like custody cases. From time to time, we have to subpoena student records to use in those custody hearings, and this just waives that waivable conflict. And the board will have representation from some of the lawyers just for purposes of that subpoena for that given conflict. And this is just the written waiver that the bar requires for us to have on hand in order to handle those and other representations.
Okay. That being the case, do I hear a motion that we approve the waiver for the Caldwell County Board of Education objection to possible future conflicts of interest as presented by Mr. Hall?
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the waiver of Caldwell County Board of Education's objection to possible future conflicts of interest.
Is there a second? Any comments or any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the board's calendar. And I think you have that here. I think there has been a question brought forth about we're meeting on June 30th for our finance meeting. And we'll be covering some other things as well. We're going to be meeting at noon. There has been a suggestion to move the July and the August meetings to noon. Any discussion about that? Is there going to be an issue or a problem with anyone?
That's the general board meeting session.
For the general board meeting?
So work session, stay at 8.
Yes. Anybody have any issue with moving those two board meetings in July and August to noon? So, someone want to make the motion with that as amendment?
So would that be made as a motion as an amendment to the calendar?
Yeah,
Specified by?
we've got to approve the calendar, but the time, let's see. Our time's set. Okay, okay. I need my glasses. Somebody have a motion to approve the calendar as it exists with those two meetings, July and August, being at 12 noon.
I'll make an attempt, Chairman Fennell. I'll make a motion to approve the school board meeting calendar as presented with the two exceptions. Board meeting for July 19th to be 12 p.m. and board meeting for August the 9th, 12 p.m.
Okay, is there a second? Any questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor of approving the Board of Education calendar for 2021, 2022 with the amended two meetings being July the 19th being a 12 o'clock meeting and August the 9th being a 12 o'clock meeting. So we have a motion and a second. And so that is what we're voting on. That being the case, no questions or comments. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes and that calendar is approved. Any other items? Dr. Phipps, anything? Any board member? I suppose we will be seeing you on June 30th. And everybody have a great summer, whatever you do. Be safe and hope everybody gets some rest along the way. And that you enjoy your time with family and friends. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Chairman, make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? In favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. We are adjourned.